Yeah.
It was, when you pull the cap off, you couldn't put another drop of oil in it. How's that? It would have started overfilling the valve cover. I mean, they said that she had somehow managed to put an extra gallon and something of extra oil in it, and the engine couldn't take it. It blew the seals. When it blew the seals, then naturally the engine went dry oil, and it blew the engine.
Yeah, with that much overdone, there's, it's talking about space and volume, and there's combustion going on. You've got to have room for the air to go and stuff. So, yeah, something had to give.
Oh, yeah. Well, if you have all oil and no air volume or nothing, something's going to blow it. It's going to be all the seals. I can tell you that much. And she learned her lesson. Yeah. She learned her lesson. Then every car after that, I had to put the oil in it because she never even bothered to check it. Anyway, going on, the former governor of Iowa wins $150,000 on Powerball jackpot.
Wow, I tell you, these winners are coming out everywhere. I wonder if he bought the ticket in Carolinas, but yeah, that's amazing. All these winners coming out with these jackpots, they're winning.
Well, I sure don't win, and when I used to do it, that's why I quit. Well, can you imagine you're on a commercial aircraft and a lightning strike right there on the wing hits the plane? Wouldn't you be scared?
Oh, when you just said that, I had a visions of that Twilight Zone episode.
I figured that.
With Shatner looking out at that thing on the the wing. But that would scare. Listen, I don't like planes anyway, but if I'm looking out the window and see lightning strike the wing, yeah, I'm going to have to probably go to the bathroom.
Yeah, well, are you going to get up and use the bathroom, or are you just going to go to the bathroom? But anyway, it would be scary. Now, what was interesting is he got a picture of it when it hit. He was actually had his camera, and he was taking nighttime pictures out of the plane, and he happened to catch it hit the wing of the airplane. That would be so, well, it's an interesting picture. I'm looking at it, but I tell you what, I'd be scared like you wouldn't believe. And yes, I would be thinking about the Twilight Zone, you know that.
Yeah, when you mentioned that's the first vision that came in my head, and he couldn't get nobody to believe him, the poor guy. Oh, boy.
Well, in San Francisco, they're telling people, don't ride on the outside of the Frisco trains because you can fall off and get killed.
That should be common sense, shouldn't it? Because those trains, if I believe right, they go up some pretty good inclines and down them, too.
Now, but you know what? People do it. They hit a free ride, but it's dangerous. It's just something you shouldn't do. No. Well, a dog chasing a rabbit gets trapped inside a buried car. That's in Virginia.
A buried car. That is amazing. Somebody must have buried a car, obviously, but wow, I've never heard tell of such things. It chased the rabbit right down a real rabbit hole.
Oh, a big rabbit hole. Yeah. I'm just surprised when they brought the car up, if they found a body in it. Anyway, well, you never know. Why would you bury a car? Because it's still worth money for scrap. But
right, I was thinking the same thing. You said it.
Yeah. Well, a badger falls through a ceiling inside of a drugstore on February 11th. This is in Britain. Could you imagine how the owners felt? Because, you know what? They didn't even know it fell through the ceiling for days and days when all of a sudden their interesting items on the shelves started disappearing.
I didn't even know they had badgers in the UK, but I got to tell you, it's rise up of the animals every week. There's something, Gary, that's rising up. But badgers is one animal that lions won't mess with. I mean, badgers can pretty much do whatever they want. They can eat snakes and nothing. They're fearless. So if you got one, if a little, mad running around in your store, you don't want to corner them. I can assure you of that one.
Oh, yeah. Well, another thing, have you seen this broom challenge? Well, I'm not talking straight here tonight. I wonder why. Anyway, broom challenge, where people put a broom up and it stands up on its own. And on Facebook and on a couple other medias, they're saying, well, the earth is tilted a little bit and at today, and brooms, if you stand them up, will stand up on their own. I don't buy that one.
I say no. Science can tell you right now that is not true. There's some kind of hocus pocus, something else. It's fake. It can't happen.
Well, I don't know. One of our good listeners said she did it. Hey, Barb,
really?
I mean, did it just stay up on its own? Did it want to fall over or what? Maybe something is going on and they're not telling us, and the Earth has kind of like tilted on its axis a little bit, or maybe the magnetic field has changed. I don't know. I haven't tried it.
I haven't either. But here, the thing is, I've seen as many people do it, but I've seen just as many people it won't stand up. So I don't know what the take is on. I know that logically it doesn't make sense why it would do it.
Yeah. Well, in New Zealand, a guy has one of the largest and thickest beards. He's a champion on growing his beards. Well, he's going to try to break the record by seeing how many straws he can put in his beard. Beer. I like that. I need one right now tonight.
Straws in the beer. I didn't even know that was a record.
Beard, not beer.
Or beard. I didn't even know that was a record, putting straws in your beard. That's got to be a thick, not just thick, it's got to be long, too, to break a record. That's a lot of straws. I don't know how many it is, but that is a record I've never heard of. But I'm sure Guinness will be there with a pen and paper and a camera.
I don't know what is going on. Why is this wacky news really wacky the last week? You know, a lady in Colorado was charged and arrested for feeding deer.
I guess that's against an ordinance?
I guess so, because she was feeding it inside of her house.
Well, I don't even know how you could be arrested for that. It could be a pet for all they know.
Well, they got her for luring the animal inside her house and feeding a wild animal. So they filed charges on her.
That sounds like they actually spent a lot of time and money and manpower and staked her out for the old kidnapping of the deer caper. I mean, come on. Gee.
I have no idea. The wacky news has really gotten wacky. Can you imagine in Alaska, you have your home-built house that you built. Now, let's say it's not like, a mansion, a lot of the houses in Alaska, especially way out. But could you imagine a moose, doesn't like your house where you put it?
Oh, boy.
And it's bound and determined to take your house down.
I can tell you this much. Moose are no joke, man. They're big, especially if they get them big paddles. They will wreck your day. Trust and believe that one. So I'd say they're in trouble. If you got a moose that doesn't like your house there, he's going to cause you some problems.
Yeah, what house? South Carolina, what is going on? A man throws away a $100,000 lottery ticket in the trash. Another one.
Wow.
And the next person just sees him throw it away, and they look at it, and it's a $100,000 winner.
Well, I got a feeling that's going to end up in a courtroom somewhere in this case. But what is it about the Carolinas and these lotteries, man? I tell you, it makes me want to get down there and buy me a ticket.
Or something. I don't understand it myself. I mean, it seems like somebody's always winning a couple times a week, and certainly it's not happening here in my state. I don't know about the listener states, but I tell you what, if you want to win a lottery or anything, you want to go to South Carolina. Can you imagine you're a fisherman in New Zealand and you catch, you ready for this, a North American freshwater turtle? Now, that species of a turtle is only found, guess what, in North America, not in New Zealand.
Yeah, it sounds like somebody had one, and that's illegal. I think to even bring them out of to another country and let it loose. That's what it sounds like. But it's been known to happen. I mean, we've got invasive species here, so I'm sure other countries got some of ours too.
I have no idea. Could it have swam that far?
No, I wouldn't think so. I mean, why would it want to? Because most freshwater turtles are either snapping turtles or alligator snap turtles or soft shells, and they're happy with in the rivers and the lakes around here.
Oh,
You're talking a 12,000-mile swim in salt water. I don't think they'd like that.
Now, you got to watch some of these turtles, too. You know, where we used to live before we moved here, going back maybe 2 houses back, we lived in an area that was kind of wooded and all that stuff, and it had a big pond near it. And then it was a stream and all that stuff. And, you know, there was turtles. I mean, you had to be careful. Certain times a day they would cross the road. I mean, this is like dozens and dozens of these turtles. And one of my kids brought a huge one home, and he says, I'm going to keep it as a pet. And I said, okay, well, give me that piece of wood over there. And it was a small type of small piece of wood, right? That thing snapped it with, you know, when it bit down on it, it was, and I said, do you want this as a pet? You won't have any fingers.
No, that sounds like that was a snapping turtle. We got those around here. I caught one before, a 25-pounder. They're dangerous because they can stick their neck out, reach back behind their shell, and before you know it, they'll grab your arm, or you're right, you'll lose a finger real quick.
Oh, yeah. Scary. Well, a guy in Wisconsin. Well, that's the same story as last night, and it has today's date. What is going on with the wacky news? Well, guess what?
Wacky.
It is wacky. But you know what? That's the way it goes sometimes. Anyway, you're listening. Hey, we got to go to break in a second. Anyway, Go ahead. What were you going to say?
I was going to ask you if you've seen the one where the pig got into somebody's beer and drank all their beer.
Oh, that's all we need is a drunk pig. I mean, it's bad enough with these bears going around and going in people's garages and stealing their 24-pack of beer or opening up the refrigerator and taking, you know, and drinking everybody's beer. I mean, it's what is with it? I mean, all of a sudden, we got a lot of alcoholic animals running around.
I know. You know, at the end of that caption, it said after he got drunk, it started a fight with a cow. And I was like, this sounds like some rough farm to be on.
Well, it just makes me wonder. It really does. Anyway, we're going to go to break. We'll be back in about 2.5 minutes. You're listening to Night Dreams Talk Radio.
Was a biker, and he drove his motorcycle that fast. He drove a big chop hog with a gang colors jacket, and he ran down citizens for laughs. He had an old lady named Petula, packed an automatic 45 gun. They had just come up from California, where they shot 6 cops for fun.
Jake thought it was the best there was. Down the interstate he'd roar, till the day he tangled with the county sheriff. They all called 104.
It was late on a Thursday evening, and Jake, he was feeling kinda mean, 'cause he'd just run out of his favorite drug, you know, the one called amphetamine. So he sauntered up to Petula, and he said, say, baby, let's split. There's a little gas station on down the road that might be fun to hit. So they drove up to the station, and they both jumped off and Jake's ride. They were up to derision at Jake's decision as they both sauntered to the inside. The attendant, he was an old man, and you know he didn't think it very funny. When Petula pulled out that great big gun and said,
honey, give me all your money.
Well, the old man opened up the cash drawer, and Jake grabbed the money and ran with Petula out the door to the big chopped hog that was parked on the center kickstand. Then they headed out for the 4-lane, and they thought it was lots of fun, with Jake and his hog, but Petula the dog with the automatic 45 gun.
Jake thought it was the best there was. Down the interstate he'd roar, till the day he tangled with the county sheriff. They all called 104, 104.
Very humorous, and you know he didn't like to get sass, 'cause just that morning he'd had a cup of coffee.
If you would like to hear Night Dreams Talk Radio on your local radio station, let them know. Tell them to check out www.nightdreamstalkradio.com, and thank you.
You're listening